If you're looking to buy any Ultimate Team coins, check out FIFACoinZone.com and use code IHAS for 5% off at checkout. What's up guys, welcome back to a brand new video. So in this video, I'm going to be covering this week's Marquee Matchup Investments. We have a load of games to go through in this video, so make sure to drop a like if you're enjoying these videos. I'm going to try and bring a bit more different content to the channel in the next couple of weeks, so stay tuned for that. We'll have this video today and hopefully some more interesting stuff to come. So all of the matches that are included this week will be on the screen right now. So as you can see, the games this week are Brighton versus Newcastle, we have Liverpool, Chelsea, PSG against Monaco, Ajax versus Den Haag, Rennes versus Nantes, Napoli against Palermo, and the last game is Heerenveen versus Groningen. So these are all of the games you can invest in players from these clubs and place in their leagues. That is the investments I would actually recommend. If you want to go for more profit just for the overall investments, I recommend looking at the left backs, right backs, the key positions for each of these teams. And the safe investments I recommend is just looking at the different leagues, which these clubs are in, and just bidding the minimum price on a range of players. So if the game doesn't get picked, you can just quick sell them or sell them for the minimum and you're not making any much of a loss. So that's the overall investments. You guys can go and make them yourself if you want to, and I'm going to be covering some of the investments in this video now. The first game we have Newcastle Brighton. So if we actually take a look, there are a few gold cards for each of the clubs, and usually the requirements for the marquee matchups are about 1 or 2 players from each team. So I recommend you might want to be picking up like maybe 1 Brighton player or 1 Newcastle player for as cheap as possible. As you can see there, picking this guy up for 350 coins. It's not really going to hurt me too much if he doesn't actually get picked. And another card there for 350 coins. So I recommend just buying a couple of players from each of the different squads. If you have to take a look at the Newcastle players as well, another one, Diarm for 350 coins, that is a decent buy there. But actually, after buying like a couple players of the clubs, I recommend looking at players in the league, the championship, because usually whenever there's a championship squad builder challenge, they require some gold cards, and these gold cards all rise up a load. So if you take a look, 350 is the minimum buy now. So you can literally just go out and buy like any players from the championship for 350 coins, the gold ones. And when you're actually buying these players, you want to be looking at the positions. You want to be picking up centre backs, goalkeepers, left backs, right backs, left mids, right mids, because those are usually the players which actually go up a bit in price. So you can see there I got a couple cards. If you don't want to actually do the buy now, I recommend just doing the bidding. So you just set the max price to 300 coins and then just go along and bid on every single player, to be honest, or just the ones which you think might sell on for a bit more, like the key positions, to be honest. Just bid on those cards. Like, you want to look at the right mids. I'm not too sure about the cams and the CDMs. They can be used, but sometimes if there isn't that position, they don't actually rise too much. You want to stick to the basic positions. But that's the first investment. That is probably a good one to make profit because those gold cards, there aren't too many, so they'll rise up quite a lot in price. So the next game, Liverpool-Chelsea. I don't really need to go into too much depth. Again, you just want to be picking up as cheap as you can players from Chelsea and for Liverpool. The players was, again, like, I can pick up some bronze. The players, again, will be gold players, but as you can see, the Chelsea players, they're already up a bit in price. As you can see, 500 coins for a Moses. I guess that isn't too bad for 500 coins. Is if the game does get picked, you're going to have to need a Chelsea player, and he is the cheapest gold one. And then you can look at the same again for the Liverpool players, the cheapest ones. If we actually take a look, the Liverpool players are a bit cheap. As you can see, we can pick up Klavan for 400 coins. Again, that's a decent buy for this marquee matchup. But I probably would recommend just looking into the league investments again. Those are usually the safer routes. So with the Premier League, you can just bid on players for 350 coins or buy now them for 350 coins. And I recommend looking towards the defenders or the right back route. Just because usually whenever I do like a sniping filter or whenever there's a marquee matchup, the defenders rise up so much more compared to the other positions. So I recommend just bidding on defenders for 350 coins. And if this matchup or any Premier League game does get picked, these defenders will all shoot up a lot. You can bid on other players, but usually the defenders are the ones which shoot up the most overall, probably after like the left back, the right mid, or the left mid. So here we go, the PSG and Monaco match. So if we take a look at the Monaco players, Mendy right there is the cheapest on the market for 400 coins. I know it's quite expensive, but I guess there aren't too many on the market. So some people are already catching on to these Monaco players, as you can see. So I recommend trying to get one for 400 coins or maybe 350. You could just go out onto the market and bid on some of them. You might be able to pick them up that way. But I don't really recommend paying over 500 coins for the players from that club, just because it only usually requires 1 or 2 players from the club. So if you're only paying 500 coins, there isn't too much of a need for these players, so they may not rise up too much. And again with the PSG players, if we actually take a look at the minimum buy now, the cheapest PSG players are over 500 coins. So I guess you can pick them up, but if you look how expensive they are, there's none. Here is the cheapest. 900 coins for Areola. So you can pick it up, but it's quite a big risk, to be honest. And if this game doesn't get picked, you're going to be losing quite a couple of coins per card. So you might want to pick up 1 or 2 cards, but I'd probably stay away from the PSG players and just look at players in the Liga 1. So say we just take a look at all goal players in total, 350 coins, we can actually pick up quite a load, like a variety of players. I recommend looking at the defenders or the French players. These are usually the ones which will rise up in price if EA have like a set amount of French players you need, or like just like defenders are in the formation. I'd recommend looking towards the French players and just the normal positions. This actually links to the Stade Rennais game, same league, Liga 1. So I don't think EA will do the PSG and this game, but overall it would just link to having some Liga 1 investments. So this will cover you for 2 matchups. So basically I recommend just buying some players from the Liga 1. Defenders if possible, like Mendy is a really good buy. Balmont, centre mid, good position, and he's French. I'd say like normal positions, French players, if you want to pick up any for these 2 matchups, is probably one of the best investments you can make from this video. And if you don't want to do the buy nows, just go search 350 and just go along and bid on a load of cards. I wouldn't really be bidding 400, I'd only actually bid straight up 350 on the cards, but you should make decent profit if you pick up a load of these cards. So here is the Ajax Den Haag game. So if you take a look, Ajax players, you can pick up some goals for 400 coins. But I actually think this rating will probably be a low 70 rated, so some silvers might work for this game. So I'm not too sure, but you might want to pick up a couple of silver cards, to be honest, because there are quite a few golds, but I reckon the rating will probably be about a 74 or 76, something like that. So some silvers might be used. And then if we take a look at the Den Haag players, if we take a look, there are like no cheap gold plays for the team. I don't even think there are any gold plays for the team on the market at all. Like they're price fixed. So as you can see, there aren't actually any gold plays on the market, I do believe, for this team. So you're going to have to be going for silver or bronze routes. And this is a decent investment because silver players are so easily price fixed. You can make a lot of profit if they are actually used in the matchup. So they're 500 coins there, and I would recommend just looking at players in the Eredivisie, maybe gold players for as cheap as possible, because it will have requirement for probably like a 76 or 74 rated team, and you're going to have to bump up that rating using gold players in the league. So I recommend just picking up gold players in the normal positions, as we've done previously, picking them up for basically their minimum 350 coins, and that's your investments for that match. So we have Napoli Palermo. So again, like last week, the Napoli investments, if you guys would have held on to yours, it would have covered you for 2 weeks. And to be honest, I just recommend picking up a couple Napoli players and just players from the Italian league, to be honest. And if your investments don't pay off, you can just hold on to them to the next week. So the cheapest Napoli players are 400 coins right now. So I wouldn't really, and there are a lot on the market for 400 coins, so they could rise a bit, but there are actually so many cards that cheap already. And if we take a look at Palermo, we can pick these cards up for about 350 coins. So these are some decent investments, and there might be a thing for like a different amount of nationalities, because these players have quite a few players from different nationalities. And then you just want to be looking in the Italian league, picking up maybe defenders or just any players for 350 coins, to be honest, and those are some decent investments there. So in the Eredivisie again, I actually missed this game while I was looking at it. Heerenveen versus Groningen. And here we can actually see we're going to be looking at silver routes again for this club. So I'd recommend picking up silvers if you can, but they're probably going to be quite expensive already. As you can see, they're around 1,000 coins. So you could be looking at silvers, or I'd actually say maybe a better option could be some bronze players, but the higher rated bronzes. So we have to take a look. You don't want to be looking at the low 60s. If you can find like a high 60 rated player, that could be a decent investment. 62 left back there. That could be a better one because left backs are usually the more expensive positions. 62 rated bronze, you could probably squeeze him into the marquee matchup. But with the bronzes, if the player is under 60 rated, I probably wouldn't recommend picking it up just because usually you can't actually get a rating requirement with cards like that. And Groningen here, you can actually see you can snipe some players for about 400 coins and cheap. So these silver cards, decent investments, they're high 60 rated, so that will keep your rating requirement up. And as I already covered earlier on in the video, just pick up players from the Eredivisie, and this will cover 2 matchups as well. So I recommend picking up players from the Liga 1, players from the Eredivisie, and then maybe some players from the Prem or the Championship for the cover the 2 English matches. But thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Drop in the comment section down below if you have any other different investments that you should be making for this week. I've covered quite a lot of games this episode. I'm trying to cover more and more each episode so I can cover all of the routes, and then you guys can decide which games you want to invest in and so on. But thank you guys for watching again. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you on my next video.